ndikuyambira next year.
Mm. Ka March time.
Much.
Eh,
Mm. Ndofunika kuti kumenyeratu SBR yo
so
kuti amakulolani kuti mutautenga audit panopo kapena kuti mumalize kale amacha
panopa koma oyambirira aja the first two gen SBL days ndikozo zimatheka sinayesepo kumapeto.
zimangovuta akulola kumafunika SBR ndi audit ziyendera limodzi koma kuti mwina asintha malamulo sipano paife tingangotenga tifaite mmene nalembera SBR audit kulemberatu. Okay, so let's start with investment appraisal. Ichi chapter number 4 koma enanu tupezabe nthawi tipange catch up. Fati napanga chapter 1 introducing financial management, chapter 2 inali sources of finance, chapter 3 cost of capital mera maliza zulecha, then chapter 4 investment appraisal. So at least tuyesesa kuti zigwira nthawi for tindi chapter chachitali kwambiri working capital. Find almost half ya syllabus ya working capital, so make sure we have gone far. So apart from cost of capital, you always have a question on investment appraisal. Section C, one of the questions you got investment appraisal, so you should get ready for that. Commercial investment appraisal imafunika kuti munthu uziziwa wake, because mu investment appraisal question sakaubasani wake mukasova kaye wake nde wake amene mwasova ndimene mukamugwisa ntchito to appraise a project, so take note of that. Andipange record. I think first part in Kawisi Agawasapanga record, Yambe Kogai. So investment appraisal involves the use of techniques to assess whether a project is worthwhile. Right? So we are going to use various techniques to conclude on whether we should undertake a project or not. That's investment appraisal. So investment appraisal, we are going to look at two techniques. We have discounted techniques and the non-discounted techniques. Discounted techniques use discount factors to find the future value, while non-discounted techniques, they don't use discount factors, they don't use interest rates. Now there are two non-discounted cash flow techniques. We start from non-discounted because they're straightforward. We have the payback period and accounting rate of return. So take note, this topic will account about 25% of the exam. Muka question you have full 20 marks, you solve. So muka question my question A na multiple choice. So it should be about 30% of your exam. Now, what is payback? So payback is the time taken to recover the original investment. If you invest in a project, how long shall it take you to recover that investment? Calculation of payback. So to calculate payback, it will depend on the nature of our cash flows. So we can either have constant cash flows or non-constant cash flows. Constant cash flows will mean you know how much you'll be generating every year. What you'll be generating every year is the same. A good example is the rent. Wamanga nyumba, let's say pantengwa 100 million. Then nyumba ija wabanga project which is upasa 1 million every, maybe 10 million every year. Don't you know, every year this pays at 10 million. Don't getting 100 million divided by 10. Within 10 years, it will be done. Okay, so payback is calculated as initial cost over annual cash flow because this cash flow is constant. So there's a simple illustration here. It says a project costs 4 million. Cost naika mmakwacha, but let me change to dollars because our exam is in dollars. Cost 4 million kwacha, or $4 million, sorry. Every year, an entity will collect an annual cash flow of $0.5 million. So calculate payback. So it means the payback will be 4 million divided by 0.5 million. That's 80 years. So it means within 80 years, you have paid back your investment of 4 million. So this is a straightforward. You can have this question as a multiple choice question. So in the exam, the secret is that you make sure you answer these questions as quickly as possible. Maybe within 1 minute, you should have answered this question. Non-constant cash flows. Non-constant cash flows occur when you are not certain of the amount that you'll be collecting every year. For example, maybe you have a machinery which you use to produce bread. You can project that in the first year you get maybe 1 million, in the second year 2 million, and so on. So the cash flows are not the same. Now if the cash flows are not the same, the calculation of payback will be different. We are going to use the tabular approach, and in the exam this is the question that you always get in your multiple choice. So for example, we have a project which costs $4 million. The annual cash flows in year 1, 2, 3 are 2.5, 1.5, and 1 million respectively. That is. Scrap value is 0.2 million. So calculate payback. So you can see the cash flows are different. We have invested 4 million, but the cash flows are not the same. If they are the same, the first formula that we looked at, but here the cash flows are not the same. So it means we should use a tabular approach. Okay. So I wanted us at least to be faster, so I just had to put the calculations in advance so that we are faster on this area only, because it's not technical as the other areas. So we have VA, cash flows, and cumulative cash flow. Now in investment appraisal, the year we invest is known as year 0. So you start with year 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's start. In year 0, we are investing 4 million. I hope you remember 4 million up there. So we have 4 million. In year 1, 2.5 million. Year 2, 1.5, like that. I hope you can see that. So we have 2.5 and 1.5. Then in year 3, we have 1 million. Okay. So in the final year, because the project is 3 years old, or it will run for 3 years, you have to add the scrap value. So scrap value is added in the final year. The mistake which students make in the exam, they will forget the scrap value. And the challenge is that the examiner will even include an equation or multiple choice which does not include the scrap value, an answer which does not include the scrap value, so you can get the answer wrong. So remember, in the final year, you add 1 million plus 0.2, which will give us 1.2 million. Okay, this is it. So let's start. The column of cumulative cash flow, what we do is we'll be adding year 0 plus year 1 plus year 2 plus year 3. That's cumulative. So in year 0, we will still have negative 4. In year 1, you will take negative 4 plus 2.5. So you have negative 1.5. Then in year 2, it will be negative 1.5 plus 1.2. So you are going to get 0. So that's the payback. that we are getting. So our payback is 3 years because we have paid back the 4 million. So once you see a 0, your conclusion will be payback is 3 years. Right? Again, questions like this at your level are not common, but you get questions like this, like the one we're going to look at now, where you don't get a 0. After subtracting, you don't arrive at a 0. If you arrive at a 0, that's okay. It means where with the year in which you have a 0, that's your payback. Let's look at this one. It says a project costs 4 million. Cash flows in year 1, 2, 3, and 4 are 1.2 million, 1.5 million, 2.6 million, and 0.8 million respectively. Scrap value is 0.5. So calculate the payback. Let me just change this. So we have years 1 to 4. So it means in year 0, our investment, we are investing 4 million. In year 1, we have 1.2. In year 2, we have 1.5. In year 3, we have 2.6. Then in year 4, we are going to add 0.8, the cash flow plus scrap value. So you are going to get 1.3. Right, so let's start cumulative cash flow. In year 0, you have negative 1.4. Then in year 1, you add negative 1.4 plus 1.2. So you get negative 2.8. In year 2, negative 2.8 plus 1.5. So you have negative 1.3. In year 3, negative 1.3 plus 2.6, you have positive 1.3. Okay, now what matters in payback is that the moment you get a positive figure, you stop there. Even if you say negative 1.3 plus 1.3 is 2.6. But what your interest should be, once you get a positive figure, it means you have paid back. In the previous example, we are safe because we found a 0. If you find exactly 0, then it just leads to say payback is 3 years. However, we have not found a 0. Now, if you don't find a 0, it means payback will be when the year in which the 0 has ended. So 0 has, the negative. The year in which the negative has ended. Our last negative was in year 2. So I'm going to say payback equals 2 years, open brackets. Then what you do, you divide the last negative, you remove the negative sign of course. You divide the last negative in cumulative cash flow, which I'm pointing at, by the corresponding figure in the other year. In year 3, you divide by 2.6, the cash flow. Then times 12. Why are you doing this? You want to find the number of months. So 1.3 divided by 2.6 times 12 is 6 months. So it means your payback will be 2 years, 6 months. So these are the questions that you get in the exam for multiple choice. Okay. If we have a question, we can ask.